Hi, I'm Adnan. This is Caterina, Ernesto, and Javier, and we're Illinois Tech grad students, and we're doing the surveillance robot. Our sponsor, the Matrix, decided to give us a robot to play around with it, and we decided to use it for surveillance. So as any system, we have an application, and we have a user interface, and we need a communication link to work as a communication environment between them. So in our case, we have the robot as the application, and we have the user who's going to be using the interface. And we have the matrix as the communication link. So in order to control the robot, we used the computer.
Yeah, so basically to control the movement of the robot, all the movements are stored in different pages inside this little border Intel Edison. So basically when you see the robot standing up or sitting down, doing whatever it does, basically, external application or something inside the robot just calls these pages, which they store the positions of the servos, and just basically it says in which position should each servo be after a certain time value. So basically, we have different movements stored inside this that we will show you on the demonstration of the final.
So in order for the user to control the robot, we have identified two different situations. The first one is wireless control of the robot on site, which might be you are at home and you just want to play with the robot, send it to do some errands. In this case, we have the robot working as a server, and you can use any device potentially that is connected to the same network, to the same Wi-Fi, to send commands to the robot. These commands will activate the functions that were previously built in on the robot, and it will move accordingly. We have implemented applications for the phone and for the computer that will be doing this control of the robot. The other case that we show was what happens when you want to control the robot once you are out of the home. In this case, we are using the matrix to access the robot, sending some very simple commands. So in this case, we are going to be using the same application that is already controlling the robot to set up the environment for the remote control, which means that we're going to be creating matrix client for the robot and a room chat for the robot client and the user client to talk to each other. In this case, the user client sends some commands to the robot. I'm going to show you how the application works on the phone, because maybe it makes a bit more of sense. So in case anybody can see, when you enter the application first, the first thing you will have to do is enter the robot user and the password. And if you do it correctly, you will access an option to connect to the robot through the local IP. Say that it's the first time that you connect to the robot. This is the first time that you're using this awesome robot. You can also go to a sign up menu, and here you will have the option to create a robot user, create the password, and also create the chat room, which is going to be the place where the robot and the user will communicate remotely, and invite the person that is going to be controlling the robot. And Adnan is going to talk more about this remote control of the robot.
Yes, so for the remote control, if a user from outside the network wants to control the robot, we have to access the metrics, which have chat rooms. And since we already created the chat room when we set up the robot, we know exactly where to access. And computer that's using Python, running a script all the time, it will be listening to that chat room and reading the commands that's going to be entered to that chat room, and using those commands to control the robot. And we're gonna show how the robot works.
Already connected. Okay, so if you open the application on the computer, you can access through the local IP here, and once you are connected, you will see different buttons, which we can use to send some information to the robot. For instance, let's make it send, yeah. Let's make, say hello to the audience. Welcome. I think it has some cool moves too. He wants to show everybody. And finally, so yeah, as you can see, we can play along with the robot, but also with a camera installed on the robot and the capability of walking. Using the matrix remotely, we could also have the robot, I don't know, check the house. If you think that something is weird and you're not home, you just have a robot walking around. What's going on? And well, that's all from us. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions.